Monster, Chapter 5. As soon as you heard the door click shut, you flung yourself upwards in surprise. Did he just kiss you on the forehead? Oh my God. You covered your mouth with your hand, afraid that Bachira or someone else would hear. You didn't know why you were reacting like that. Was it because it was your first kiss from someone outside of your family? Or was it because Bachira had touched a part of you with his lips? As you internally panicked, you hadn't realized that you were on the edge of your bed. With a turn, you flopped onto the floor with a loud thud. Oh shit, you thought. Bachira would have heard that, and he would have known that you were awake. Okay, what do? Okay, Wayne, come down. He can't unlock the door without your fingerprint. So at least there's no awkward confrontation until tomorrow. Although, you had to admit that you kind of liked it. No? What are you thinking, Wayne? Get yourself together. After this is over, it's not like you're going to see him again. You couldn't help the heavy feeling in your heart, though, and the realization that if he didn't become the standing champion at Blue Lock, you guys would never meet again. You should get some sleep. You got up and pulled the covers back onto you, and in a few minutes, you were asleep. The next day, Team Z was up against Team W. From what you had heard from last night's meeting, the star players were the Wanima brothers. They kind of freaked you out with the crocodile hairstyle and the crocodile eyebrows. So weird, you said to their nurse, Mayeka. Yeah, they're pretty scary, even when they're not on the field. Mayeka was a quiet girl, and she didn't seem to speak that much. She was older though, so it was good to know that there were more experienced people than her that could help her if she ever faced an injury she couldn't heal. Suddenly, you remembered your observations from last night, and the kiss. Holy shit, was that why Bachira kept staring at you? You were itching to tell someone. Anyone. Mayeka? No, she's from the enemy team. You can't tell her. Also, it would be weird. The game had already started, so if you're going to tell anyone from the team, you would have to wait until halftime. For the first half, though, you could observe. As Team Z tried their new formation, you kept your eye on Kuan, and, maybe Bachira as well. You internally cursed at yourself. Focus, Wayne, focus. You needed to be wary of Kuan. That bath he had last night. The monster was telling you that something was wrong. By the time Kuan scored his third goal, you were dead set on telling someone. You waited for Team Z to come to their locker room for halftime as everyone talked about the goals and how amazing Kuan was. You observed to see who you should tell this observation of yours to first. Bachira was your first choice. After all, of all the people here, you were the closest to him. But he was too childish to make use of such information. It wouldn't benefit him or the team. Chigiri was your second option, but you don't think he could do much with that information. He was playing defense, not offense. Finally, the answer came to you. Isagi Yoichi, the one that's been calling the shots. You needed to tell him. Tell him about Chigiri too. The monster. Why would I do that? You whispered. Trust me. The monster then went away with a hiss. As everybody got ready to leave, you tugged on Isagi's jersey. Wait, you tell him. He stopped while the rest of the team went ahead, though you did see Bachira slow down to observe you. He was frowning, like he wasn't happy you had given your attention to Isagi instead of him. You flashed him an encouraging smile before turning your attention back to Isagi. Hopefully that'll diffuse the tension. Isagi, be careful of Kuan. He's been acting strange since he took that bath, and the fact that they let him score 3 goals, there's something suspicious going on. He looked at you. Granted, you hadn't talked much, but you had to believe that he was the right choice. Okay, if you say so. He was turning around to leave, but you stopped him on time. And Chigiri, pay attention to him too. He's going to help you. But don't tell him I said any of this. Just keep that in mind when you're on the field. He nodded, and before he left, you whispered, Good luck, Isagi Yoichi. The game quickly resumed, and you could tell that Isagi was intently watching both the opponents as well as Kuon. Do you really think that Kuon would be trying to betray his own team? You asked your monster. You could feel your monster observing his moves, as if trying to decide as well. In the end, you both made up your minds. Kuon was most definitely going to betray them. One half of you felt indifferent. Team Z just got unlucky with a traitor on their team. It'll take a lot of work if they wanted to recover from that. What happened next, though, wasn't your fault. You guess it would affect you a bit, since your service would no longer be needed. But with what you know, you could always just work for another team. However, the other half of you felt upset, desperate. But why? It was just a stupid job that you had been working for a few days. Why did you feel that way? You didn't have time to dwell on your feelings, though, because this was the moment when you realized what you had thought was true. Despite winning 3 out of 0, within a few minutes, the brothers had scored 2 points because of Kuon's mistakes, while Kuon was begging for forgiveness. You watched from the sidelines, but as he got up from his knees, you saw the corners of his lips tug into a smile. A gasp escaped you, and you looked over at Isagi. He was already looking back at you, eyes wide. You both had saw it. That smile, that affirmation of betrayal. Had you been Isagi, you wouldn't have let it go. But you saw it. But as you saw it, Isagi chose to ignore it. Or maybe he didn't have time to react to it. After all, it was his turn to play offensive, along with Kunigami and Bachira. From what you remember, Kunigami was supposed to link up with Isagi and Bachira. Ideally, Kunigami would try to shoot a mid-range shot, but from the distance you were seeing, he couldn't make a direct shot, so he was going to have to pass to either Bachira or Isagi. But it didn't matter. They knew that the 3 of them were linked together. There was no getting out of this one. Just then, one of the Wanumi brothers stole the ball from Isagi and made their way towards Team Z's half. Kuon was supposed to block one of the goals, but missed. For the first time, his jump failed him. Or he was a traitor. You let out a sneer before marching up towards Kuon. Kuon. You say, voice low. He looked up at you as he had been kneeling down. You bastard. You bastard. You glared at him, and you could tell he was scared. If I wasn't going to be fired for this, I would have never taken you as a patient. So all I can say now... You get down to his level and whisper in his ear, I hope you don't make it out alive. As you walked off the field, you felt a hand on your shoulder. It was Bachira. He must have loved what you had just said to Kuon, or maybe he could see it, because he said, Bachira, what the fuck? Wait a minute. I like this monster of yours, YN. Bachira, so like, when this is all over, you think I can get your number? No? Okay. Well, at least I tried. I'm kidding. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was way shorter, but it was a few minutes shorter than the last one. I'm not gonna waste your time. I did take my last AP test today. I had one Friday, and then I had one today. My friend wanted to take 5 AP classes next year, and I only wanted to take 1 because I've been taking AP classes my entire high school years. I took 1 last year, I took 1 the year before, I took 2 this year, so next year I'm only going to take 1. But then she was like, no, I'm not going to take 5, it's too much, I'll just take 4 or 3, and I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care. I cannot wait for senior year. I can't believe it's going to be like 4 years since I created this channel. That's so crazy. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good evening, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, whenever you are, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone!